closer for Falcon. There it is, the aura.
I like it. I mean, I think it's solid. I think it helps answer something. The real spicy is that Akai. How is it going to work out?
Back-to-back, game-to-game, FNOP bring out a spicy pick. Let's throw those our casters to call this match.
Game number 4 ahead of us here at Falcon Esports after getting the last one. Can they do it again to bring it down to 1 game? What is up, guys? Again, I'm Nice2, and this is Ingon. Ingon, some interesting picks here. We saw the Yuzong earlier last game, but now also the Akai comes to play.
Yeah, Akai onto the hands of Kirk, so it's going to be interesting how he's gonna fare up against Royal Milk's Hilda. But in terms of clear speed, I mean, paired up with a concussive blast, then you get the Molten Essence. It's going to be okay, and then you're going to have a huge advantage when it comes to those AoE control.
AoE control or not, again, up for Falcon Esports to gain the flight in the series, jumping into the land of Dawn. Will it be Falcon Esports taking it to a Game 5, taking it all the way against the super fam FNOP? Or will this be the end of the series? FNOP looking to close it out, still at match point. Dax and King Kong again in the jungle, and yeah, it's Brusco on the Akai in that roam. Kirk went in, took the Cho, parked it in the XP lane. So now we get to see this kind of difference work here this time around. But I think, you know, Falcon Esports, man, they have a lot of great picks to deal with this. Even looking at the emblems locked in here, quite a bit already. Royal Milk taking some damage, a little bit too much.
Even popping the Revitalize, but King Kong might actually be able to take him down. Here comes Super Friends, but Shadow Strike also. One more hit, and King Kong gets it. First blood kill onto Fnatic.
First blood going to the hands of King Kong, helping build in that momentum. Surprised, you know, that even with the Revitalize, Royal Milk just wasn't able to kind of withstand that. And that's what I was going to say. You know, the heroes that they have, mind you, they have the double Revitalize sustainability composition here to help them out. Kelra too, I mean, we saw his phenomenal performance on this Granger alone just yesterday. So still, it's gonna be that gold lane matchup, and I have to agree with what Trex mentioned earlier. You know, at this point in the knockouts, you're really seeing these gold laners come into play in these, you know, longer series now, where they are that crucial part where, yeah, sometimes they're left to their own devices in the lane, but then they end up going 1v1 themselves. But later on, these picks specifically, obviously can turn the tides of these early on fights.
Yeah.
So now, Turtle's up, positioning going to be crucial. You can already see it too. You have Super Friends taking some shots here. PX7 though, whoa!
Whoa, a crucial kill for Royal Milk onto King Kong off cam. And now trying to work on Kirk. A no retribution holder for Fnatic Onic Philippines as Dax picks up his purple buff. But they answer right back with a takedown onto Kid X as Falcon Esports will try and get the objective away from Fnatic.
Might try to stall this, but I think it's going to be too late with the Joy. The electrifying beat's going to be too much as Dax will secure the objective. Good response again from Falcon Esports. Able to pick up King Kong, you know, it's surprisingly, we didn't get to see it all happen, but PX7 was there. The flicker was gone too, so great usage again with this Aurora pick. They'll kind of settle back into the lanes here at this point. But that's the thing, you know, this Hilda XP has been a nuisance for a lot of teams going against it. Benny gonna go ahead and block a lot of shots. Calra gonna be fine, just trying to delay what he can. He is a little bit behind Benny though, for now.
Yeah. So right now, the play for Falcon Esports is to really just be aggressive in the mid lane, especially for Royal Milk onto the bottom lane and try to keep Fnatic Onic Philippines preoccupied. Don't mind Benny once again. Give him the power spike later on that he needs to try and outplay Fnatic Onic Philippines. And so far, Royal Milk has been doing that. A solo kill onto King Kong. And the best part is, Fnatic Onic Philippines, they're not as aggressive compared to what we've seen in game number 1, game number 2, wherein they're trying to control the pace against their opponents.
Maybe they don't have to be too aggressive. I mean, part of this too is because of Super Friends, you know, what ultimates is he going to take for this? Takes the Frigid Glacier. There's a lockdown, but again, the passive's still there. Takes a shot too with the Queller. So King Kong just kind of shooting off from far range. And like I said, this part of this is, I'm wondering how the Sakai roam is going to work here for Brusco. Especially when he's trying to utilize the lockdown with a heavy spin. And how this all plays apart. King Kong taking a couple shots. Kirk, though, goes with the kick. Might just disengage. Does get the ultimate out. Kirk going to be in trouble as Royal Milk will get the kill.
Ultimate sacrifice for Kirk. to save King Kong from harm's way. Again, that was still a good initiation for Falcon Esports, but could be bad or worse for Fnatic Onic Philippines if King Kong got picked off once again. Now, they're giving a lot of space for Benny onto the top lane. Now they want to go for the counter engage onto Royal Milk, forcing his Revitalize.
This is why they have to buy time. Brusco gets the Revitalize out. They still have one more. Now the turtle's up. Falcon Esports will go ahead and get in position. Kid X holding down the front side. Kirk taking a couple shots at King Kong, trying to get a range here, but he's going to be zoned out quite a bit from Falcon.
Royal Milk and Kirk and Kid X just trying to zone out. Here comes Brusco with a heavy spin. Caught Dax off guard there, but still Dax gets the turtle. Here comes the counter engage once again from Falcon Esports, going to bring down 3 more. Kid X goes in with the AOG and takes down 4 members of Fnatic Onic.
PX7 is online with the triple on this Aurora. Great usage of the Frigid Glacier, and look at that, they're going to get a tier 1 as well. Talk about momentum for Falcon Esports.
Falcon Esports 3.3k gold lead. Their lineup actually is good for those counter engages, but looking at the instant replay, they're the aggressors. Even though Brusco had a good pin down onto the backline, they set their eyes on the proper targets, the damage dealers. Dax focusing on the turtle, he got it, and at the same time, they had the kit to go for more and overextend because Kid X saved his AOG for the perfect moment where Fnatic Onic was trying to escape.
And see, that's what I was saying about the lineup that Falcon Esports has. They have so many options to zone out with a front line, but even their back line protection is actually going to be pretty good just because you also throw in Aurora to the mix. So now they're going to be focusing a couple shots on Royal Milk, but he's tanky enough to just deal with it. This is a huge lead already. Early on, 4,000 gold for Falcon Esports. So now FNOP in a position that they don't find themselves in often. They don't usually have this kind of gap to work against. So the adjustments on how they approach the next portion of this game is going to be crucial for them. I mean, even for Kelra, it's a little bit harder for him to actually move around, even when the flicker is gone, because of how much threat there is from Falcon Esports, whether that's the Hilda, whether that's the jump from the Avatar of the Guardian with Kid X, or even just getting frozen down from PX7. And as they picked up those big kills, you know, these are big item power spikes already for Falcon Esports.
Yeah, Killer just only has the Hunter Strike compared to Benny. Has Claws, Berserker's Fury, going to work up to try and get that Malefic Gun right away and activate his late game power spike later on. 4.4k gold lead for Falcon Esports, and they're getting good ground coverage, not even letting Fnatic Onic Philippines get a sniff off that turtle.
3 for 3 now for Falcon Esports. Objectives all secured. Once again, momentum in their favor. They're going to play a part. They're all over the jungle. There's a kick from Kirk into the turret.
This might be a good engage for Fnatic Onic Philippines. They're going to take down Royal Milk, forcing Kid X also to use their Revitalize. Kelra, that's Sonata connecting. That is not going to be enough. PX7 used the Frigid Glacier to try and walk away. Now Fnatic Onic Philippines slowly finding the favorable trades.
They'll find one pickoff, but they still have so much ground to cover here for FNOP. As Falcon Esports willing to go ahead. You know, if they lose Royal Milk, it's not that big of a deal if it's Kid X as well. And PX7, you know, quite sustainable himself just by the fact that he has also got the passive and can work with that. So even if he uses the Frigid Glacier, it's not the end of the world here for Falcon Esports in the fights. Brusco picking up a crucial defensive item. First one finally locked in. Athena's shield dealing with so much magic damage being thrown at them. So the fact too that the tier 1 turret in the mid lane is already gone for FNOP at this point in the game, it puts them in this situation where they're kind of clumped together and they can't overextend. And Benny picking up the Malefic Gun. There's the lockdown on Royal Milk. He's gonna just take so many hits and will get shot down.
Dax trying to go for the answer. Here comes the electrifying beast, gonna take down Super Prince. And that's a good, better trade for Falcon Esports as Benny works on the top lane turret. And we were asking this question even during the start of the broadcast, is how do you tame the beast? How do you tame King Kong? It's easy. Take down a mid lane turret, expose his jungle, and take away the buffs of Suyo.
That seems to be the answer right now as Falcon Esports takes the tier 2 in the mid lane already, setting themselves up for a easy take on the Lord unless FNOP, despite being down 6,000 gold, actually want to contest this. Knowing them, they might get in position for it. They're going to go ahead and grab what they can, but you answered it here. Ingon You stop King Kong by just taking parts of the jungle, and it looks like right now they're going to go for even more here. King Kong's still on the top side. Kirk can't find an angle, and Super Prince going to dodge the Avatar of the Guardian.
Okay, they're going to overcommit and try to force Fnatic Onic Philippines to back away as they work on also on the bottom lane turret as they get the Lord. No trade whatsoever for Fnatic Onic Philippines. They do, however, get the top lane turret, and just look at the damage coming in from Benny. He already has the Malefic gun, so in terms of range, you can expect Benny to just go crazy.
It looks like Falcon Esports wants to do in Game 4 what happened to them in Game 1. Massive lead right now, very one-sided, and Lord getting ready to march down the mid lane as Fnatic Onic Philippines gets ready for a defense. Again, what kind of tools do they have here? Super Prince, he's been holding on to the Avatar of the Guardian the most of the time, so we'll see what ultimates he takes for this one. Hold up on the front side, Kid X to stay up front. Lord gonna make its way. They still have the shields. They're gonna force a fight here. Shield's gonna pop. Dax now, is he gonna jump into the base? They deal with the Lord, it's gone. But you can see it, Benny online. Just a couple shots will bring them down to half health.
Good play coming in! Kalra shuts down Benny! There was a close call for Fnatic Onic Philippines because Super Prince almost got bursted down to try and get the AOG away from Kid X. And now Kelra has been activated, a crucial shutdown onto Benny.
A good pickoff, but still, FNOP has so much work to do. Successfully defending that one is not enough to turn the tide in this game just yet. Falcon Esports still holds on to a comfortable lead, and I mean Dax, there's been no answer for Dax. Dax has just been freely taking the jungle. Looks like they want to go for the mid lane though.
Okay, they commit the Frigid Glacier for the AOG. It's all gonna miss, and they're gonna try and take down Kirk. Electrifying beats, but Bro's got from the back with a heavy spin. Gonna catch up onto Royal Milk.
Still going, they're gonna disengage. Super Prince holding on to the Avatar of the Guardian still. King Kong gonna work on the purple buff, and Kid X and the rest. Oh, the shots from King Kong! The Queller finds the mark.
Even with the Revitalize, they're able to answer right back. And Falcon Esports heads up play. They're going to try and take away the orange buff of King Kong. Let's see what's going to happen here. Dax trying to zone out King Kong, and Falcon Esports still clinging and holding on to a 6.2k gold lead.
Royal Milk's going to be that guy. You know, he's probably going to die the most, obviously, through this because he's that front line. He gives so much information to Falcon Esports in some of these skirmishes and some of these fights. Little by little, Fnatic will try to crawl back into this game, but they have so much they still have to do. Even looking at the items, you can see the gaps between the lanes here. And yes, at some point, Kelra might get the itemization he needs, but he doesn't have it just yet. Still working on the BOD. Down a little bit against Benny as they get in position now for this Lord take. Crucial in positioning. If there's any time for Kirk also to find the kick, this is going to be the one. Positioning there, Royal Milk scouting things out, be able to find one, and now they have to reset. Again, the great thing that FNOP was able to hold on to the base turrets off that massive push in from Falcon Esports. But the Lord's going to start up, and the front line is going to be set up. They might just have to give the Lord away as Falcon Esports will get the Lord and get ready to march towards the base again of Fnatic Onic Philippines.
Flawless execution for Falcon Esports. Now they have the advantage to siege in and get down inhibitor turrets for their side as they once again take away the buffs of Fnatic Onic Philippines. Looking at the itemization, no defensive items for Kelra. He does, however, have the Festival of Blood and Impure Rage for an added sustain, but the problem is if he gets picked off or get knocked up, it's an easy kill for Falcon Esports.
This is crucial too. Genius One locked in now. Over here on the side of Falcon Esports. In a base defense against an Aurora too, and then Dax just going to the back line. It's going to be so difficult for the positioning here. You got to have to keep an eye on Kelra. See if they can actually give him the space he needs to move around this. All waves pushing in perfectly from Falcon Esports as they get ready to take down the base turrets of FNOP. Mid already down, bottom next. Electrifying beats popped. And they're trying to hold it together. Kid X taking some damage. Lord's going to be worked on. Now they make their way towards the last turret of the base, but right now FNOP still in it.
Oh, Falcon Esports, they still have enhanced minions into the middle lane, and on the top, will they go for the engage? They have a 9k gold lead here. They still have a lot of utilities. Again, AOG and also the Frigid Glacier. They popped the Revitalize for added HP coming in for this potential clash. Look at it, that's not, it's gonna hurt though. Kinex goes in with the AOG.
AOG, Kid X, gotta get back. Already utilizing both Revitalizes. A couple shots coming in. They're gonna go in with a disengage, and Dax will run on out. Even with a conceal use, they won't follow any more. Again, Falcon Esports, job accomplished. All base turrets of FNOP down.
All base turrets, no casualties, extending their lead once again, trying to take away all the buffs the Fnatic Onic Philippines can have. However, King Kong is going to be able to take this purple buff, and looking at the items, the decision of Kelra to not go for any defensive once again, it's pretty evident that they have trouble trying to go for Kelra, but is the damage going to be enough though? We've seen the Death Sonata connecting 2 times. It's quite painful for Falcon Esports, but again, they have double Revitalize, they have frontliners, beefy ones that can outsustain the damage coming in from the gold standard.
This is really where they're so exposed here. Kirk even getting out of that jungle. And again, Kelra, he only has that flicker available. Working, there's the Rose Gold Meteor, so he's got that. But you can see this, you know, positioning so crucial for him, because one mistake, and if he gets cut off with an Avatar of the Guardian from Falcon Esports, it's going to be really difficult to get away, and he's going to have to rely on the peel from the rest of the lineup here. So it's just a standoff. 15 seconds away from that Lord. We'll see if Falcon Esports just gets another one, but a couple shots here, maintaining these waves, pushing in. Falcon will make their way for the objective. It might be better here, Egon, if, I don't know, if FNOP doesn't fight this, but they have the option to go into position. It looks like they'll do just that. Even with Super Friends still holding on to his own AOG. Benny Dud did just get the Wind of Nature, so has that extra defensive capabilities alongside the Purify. They'll start the Lord up here now. At this point in the game, at 16 minutes in, the Lord going to take a little bit longer to go ahead and burst down, even with this kind of itemization. But Royal Milk will still provide the vision. PX7 and Kid X as well, trying to force back FNOP. It looks like they want to fight. Kid X and T. Karas picked up. They don't want to commit just yet. It does go for a reset. They're still holding it together. They might give the go. Kelra's positioning still has the flicker. They take their time in the approach, but right now they're going to whittle down Royal Milk.
Okay, that's Sonata forcing out Royal Milk's Revitalize, causing him to go out of position. Soft reset onto this Lord.
That's one down right now, but they're still going to be going.
Another Revitalize coming in from Kid X. They're zoning out the members of Fnatic Onic Philippines as Falcon Esports gets the Lord. Here comes the AOG. They want to go for more. That's with Electrifying Beaks working on Kirk, and he's going to take him down. Benny, on the other hand, goes on to King Kong. Kelra might be caught off guard here. Will be able to stay alive. Yes, he will. PX7 flickers down, manages to stay alive, and Falcon Esports once again outplaying Fnatic Onic Philippines.
And that's just showing again how much of a lead they have in the fight, where they can take a couple shots. It was smart. I mean, they got Royal Milk's Revitalize out, but then they were forcing that fight. They were forcing the situation, and even Kelra to burn the flicker. That means he won't have it for this defense. So even more so is that positioning going to be crucial. They're going to have to manage the waves pushing in. Kirk will be up. But right now, Falcon Esports looking to close out this game 4 on this push. Keeping an eye on them here. King Kong and Super Prince holding on to the Avatar of the Guardian will have to make this work.
Lord sieging in onto the middle lane. King Kong has to walk away. Electrifying Beats from that is there. Benny gets a free hit. AOG. They're working on the Twiddle. A shutdown onto Kelra. And Falcon Esports evens out the series.
We've got a game of 5 in our first best of 5 here. Again, both teams want to get to the top 4, and Falcon Esports found flight. The first team to really give FNOP a run in a series, and now it all comes down to 1. Oh man, what a series this is.
No easy wins, no easy series, and Falcon Esports showing that they are not backing down against Fnatic Onic.
Again, they were facing the 2-0, the match point, and now 2 games in a row, they've brought it back. They found the altitude like they mentioned on the panel, and they had exactly what they needed to bring it now to this point. Can't wait to hear what our panel has to say about game.